Washington, everyone. Thank you for being here. Well, I want to tell you, hello, Illinois. Good to see you. Glad that you're with me. I want to tell you this. It may be a chilly day for some of you. I met people here from Arizona and California. But I tell you, there may be a chilly wind blowing right out here, but the winds of change are blowing in Washington. The winds of change. And they started on January 20th when 2 million people gathered on this mall to witness the inauguration of the 44th President of the United States, my former Senate colleague, Barack Obama. We are fortunate that the American people made that choice on November 4th to bring about real change in Washington. And when it comes to your role as students, you have a critically important voice in this process. Many of you have taken the time out of your lives, dropped out of classes for a few days to come out here and make sure that people know that the students across America are paying attention to the issues. Some of these issues are basic economic issues. How can students afford to go to school? Well, we're working with Senator Obama to make sure that the Pell Grant is going to be increased so students can help to cover their expenses while they're in school. We are working with Senator Obama to make sure that your president, I kept saying senator, I spent all those years calling my Senate colleague, that President Obama is working with us to make sure that parents can deduct up to $2,500 of the costs of education for sending their kids to school. That, I think, is a good investment in our future to help your families help you. But there are equally important issues that we have to focus on. One of these issues gets to my heart. It's an issue that I discovered about 10 years ago when someone called my office and said, I have a daughter in Chicago who's been accepted to Juilliard School of Music in New York. And when she was filling out the application, she turned to me and said, what is my citizenship? And I had to tell her, the mother said, that I didn't know. You see, this mother, a Korean American, had brought her daughter to this country when her daughter was 2 years old, and her mother never filed any papers. And so literally, her daughter was undocumented. We called the Immigration Service and said, her daughter has lived here for 17 years, no criminal record, she's been a good student, now she wants to go on to college, what should she do? And they said the answer is obvious. She should go back to Korea. That is the wrong answer. It is the wrong answer for her. It's the wrong answer for thousands of students who came to this country at a very early age, a young age, who grew up here, who are part of America, who have an education and have something good to offer with their lives. These are students who sit next to you in the classroom. You may not know it. You may not know that their immigration status is what it is today. But many of these students who are working hard, turning their assignments, hoping to get to the bachelor's degrees and the graduate degrees and the master's and the professional degrees, know at the end of the day there's no answer to the basic question, what are you going to do with this diploma in America? How can you find that job legally? Well, the answer is, under the law today, there is no way to find it legally. And that's what the DREAM Act is all about. The DREAM Act says to these students, and thousands like them, if you came here at a young age, if you finished school with an education, a college, high school diploma, if you have a good record, no problems with the law, good moral character, the things that we ask for, then we're going to give you a chance to become legalized in America. There are two paths to it, and they're voluntary. If you want to enlist in the military, that is one way. But if you will complete 2 years of college education, we will move you toward legal status in America. That is what the DREAM Act is all about. As I travel across this country, city of Chicago. Anybody here from the city of Chicago? All right, good. All right, girl. Good to see you. I have these young people come up to me and they very quietly pull me over to the side and say, Senator, I'm counting on you for the DREAM Act. You've got to give me my chance. I haven't forgotten them, and I won't forget those who are here today. I promise you this, as long as I am in the Senate, I will fight every day for the DREAM Act. I believe it is a matter of justice. And I'll need your help. We need to reach out and bring more senators on board from your states. If you believe that this is an important matter of justice, you have to try to join ranks with people in churches and other civic organizations who will reach out to congressmen and senators and ask them for their help on the DREAM Act. We are getting ready to introduce it again. Senator Dick Lugar, a Republican of Indiana, is going to be my co-sponsor this year on it. That's a good thing. But we need more. And we need to make sure that when the issue of immigration comes before us, and it will, that the DREAM Act is the first item of business. We need justice for the young people in this country who want to give back to America, use their education, use their skills to build a good life and build a better nation. I want to thank the United States Student Association for being here today. I'm glad that you took the time to come. Behind you, that great dome was built during the Civil War.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, it was. You probably read about it. There was a president at that time, another one from Illinois by the name of Lincoln. And when Lincoln came to this Capitol, we had just started the Civil War. The Southern senators and congressmen had left to form the Confederacy, and the Great War began, a war that claimed more American lives than most of the wars in our history combined. And they said to President Lincoln, you have to stop building this Capitol dome. It's using iron that we can use to build boats and cannons. We've got to make sure that that iron is put into the war effort. President Lincoln said, no, we're going to continue. We're going to build this dome. We're going to finish this Capitol. We're going to tell the people across America this war will end someday, and we will all gather around this Capitol dome that will unite us. And people will come from every corner of this land after this war and say we can build a better nation. Today is your day. You've come to this Capitol dome to tell those of us in public office we can have a better America for the students and the parents and the families across our nation. Thank you to the United States Student Association. Go do your job on Capitol Hill. Be good lobbyists. Pass the DREAM Act.